Hey guys, this is going to be my second knife review on my channel. I filmed a few other ones, but I'm going to put this one out first because I think it's a nicer knife. I think it's a really cool knife, so I'm going to put this out first. Anyway, this is the Ganzo 712, or G712. I don't know if the G in the G712 model number series stands for Ganzo or not, so I don't know. It's a G712 anyway. Right away, from the thumbnail, you probably could tell it has a really cool curved handle. And if you, for some reason, couldn't tell from the thumbnail, that wasn't very good. Let's do that again. A really cool curved blade. Yeah, it's got, personally, I see design elements of a Persian knife, Sikh fighting knives. The black is on this knife it looks very intimidating. Yeah, sorry about the focusing issues. It's just my phone and it doesn't focus that well. Anyway, I'll get into the specs on this knife. I'm not going to get into the price because I paid way too much for this because I thought it was discontinued. And then GearBest restocked. So, whatever. I'll link GearBest in the description. I purchased one from there. This specific one I didn't get from there, but I purchased another one because I thought this wasn't coming. It took forever. So, I don't know. But, I'm not going to factor that to my opinion, because I paid about double the retail price. And I don't think that... I think it was worth it, but not as good of a deal as it usually is. It's definitely worth it at the 22 Canadian dollars. I think it's around 15 US that GearBest sells it for. So to start with, G10 handle scales. Nice texturing on them. The texturing is subtle on this. It's kind of like a lined pattern. I was focusing before. Let's see if we can get that back. Yep. So you can see that there. No issues with that. I believe it's all machine done, so yeah. This thing, I don't know what this is. I honestly have no clue what this line thing here is for. It doesn't seem to serve any purpose at all. If you know, please tell me, because I'd like to know, but I don't know what this thing does. Black oxide coated hardware and pivot screw. It is Loctited, but not too bad. You can undo it by just putting a lot of torque on the fastener. You just twist the screwdriver really hard. Black oxide coated pocket clip. I've tested the pocket clip. I really like it on this knife. It looks kind of weird the way it's positioned, but it actually works pretty well. This kind of, if you have it on the really far part of your pocket, this will stick out, but it sticks out in like a tasteful way and it looks nice. You've got these two things there, and I don't know if I'll be able to show you, but this actually grips really nice. You got this there. Yeah, it's not going to work really that well. Yeah, there we go. There, and then enough room for 2 and maybe even 3 fingers on this, but unless you have 6 fingers, that's not really going to help you. But overall, though, very comfortable. You can feel the pocket clip for sure, but not too bad. If removing the pocket clip was an option, I'm sure it would be. Well, it is, but if you, most people won't remove it. So, and I won't remove it. So I'll just deal with it. It's not that bad. It's actually, it's not really a hot spot. Too bad. It's mostly just it's there, and it's not very comfortable that way, but overall the handle's very comfortable, and I'm sure it would be perfect if you could just take that off, but it's fine, and you can take it off. It's just, I'm assuming most people won't because they want to be able to clip it to their pocket. Access lock, same as the other Ganzos. This is actually a smoother lock than most of the other Ganzos and any Enlon that I've gotten with an access lock. Sort of anyway, like actually disengaging it from the blade isn't very smooth, but I think that just has to break in. I don't think there's enough lubrication in this to start with, so I'm going to go in and replace the washers and lube everything up, so it'll probably improve. It's got a really nice profile to it though. Handle, it fits in really well, it looks nice. The jimping on the back here is very nice as well. Just aggressive enough to be effective, but not too aggressive. It's not gonna give you like it's not gonna dig into your hand. It's a little better than actually than what's on the other one I have. One of the other ones, the 704, I think. I like it better than that. As you can see on the blade. So there we go. Let's see if it'll focus in. Yes, it's 712 440C. I believe that it's 440C instead of 8CR13 MOV. It possibly is 8CR13 MOV, but whatever. For all intents and purposes, it's pretty much identical. Dual thumb studs to open it. Standard issue, and works pretty much as you'd expect them to. This upswept blade, before I start talking about that, I basically bought this knife because it looked cool, and I honestly was really surprised with the utilitarian functions of it. It's got 3.5 inches of blade if you are measuring it from there to the tip, the farthest part of the tip. And it's got these two kind of swedges, kind of hard to see. They're mostly cosmetic. I don't think these will really do anything for actually going through stuff. But you can tell it does taper down the blade. So that's good. But yeah, this upswept blade is very useful. It's very useful as a fighting knife style of blade shape. And it's useful for cutting through stuff too. It's great for cutting tasks, and you can do tip work with it. I don't know if I can see if I can easily just put a hole in this paper, but yeah. So you can do lots of tip work with it. I'll do a sharpness test. It came to me the sharpest of any Ganzo I've had. It's like a razor. I could probably shave with this. Let me see if I can shave arm here. Maybe. Let's try that out. Well, not really. There's not much there anyway, so that's not really a good demonstration of that, but definitely really sharp, as you can see with this paper, just demolished. And there's no, I don't believe there's any spots on the blade that are really not sharp, because on my 716 there was one part. No, it's all completely sharp. The 716 I had a part right about there, which is completely dull from the factory. I don't know why, but yeah, I've been kind of droning on with this, so I'll just kind of get into the specs a little bit better, a little bit more rather, and then I'll wrap this up. Step standoffs, a lot of them. There's 3, and then the one in the front that's the stop pin, and the pivot screw. The pivot screw is the design where it's every other Ganzo has it pretty much. I don't know if any of the Ganzos that don't, where it's screw on both sides. I personally prefer the one where it's a screw on one side, but it's technically better this way. It's just more hardware to deal with. Full stainless steel liners that are not skeletonized, so the knife is kind of heavy, but that is fixable. You can cut parts out of that with an angle grinder, or I'm sure some other cutting implement, but yeah. Overall though, I'm a huge fan of this knife. I don't know if it was, I hesitate to say I don't know if it was worth the money I paid, because I'm trying not to say that, because I know that you are not going to pay that much, hopefully. Please don't, because it is out there for cheaper. I still like it, and I think it's really cool, and I think it was probably money well spent, but I'd rather just get it from GearBest. I mean, it took a month and a half to arrive from this seller on eBay I got it from, and I paid double retail, and so I'm not gonna advertise for that seller. Yeah, I'm not gonna advertise for him. I'm gonna advertise for GearBest because every time I've ordered from them, it's came to me promptly. The only time it took forever was when I did not pay for expedited shipping, and I expected that. So every other time, it's been great. And when I didn't pay, it still showed up in a month, like exactly. Not like a month and a half like this did. Final opinions on this knife. One of the only knives that I think could be effectively used as both a self-defense tool, a self-defense weapon and a tool for your everyday life. A knife is not a good self-defense tool for a multitude of reasons that I will not get into, chiefly because I'm not a lawyer and someone's going to refute pretty much everything I'm going to say, so I'm not even going to bother. But basically, what my opinion on that would be is the upswept blade, it's a fighting knife design. It happens to be very utilitarian, and that's great. It would be great if you did have to defend your knife. Defend your knife. Yeah, defend your life with this knife. The blade is also well suited to hard use. Also, the knife is very robust. Axis lock very strong. Full stainless steel liners. I don't think this will break anytime soon at all. The stop pin is very thick too. It's thicker than the axis lock bar, same as the 710, which is very nice. There isn't much not to like about this. If you want a knife that'll be a great tool, and if you did have to use it to defend your life, you could pretty effectively, this is definitely the best one for you. It's one of those knives where I usually wouldn't say to use it or to buy it with self-defense in mind, but this is definitely one that you could. I'm going to reiterate, don't carry a knife just for self-defense. There's multitudes of laws in different places, at least where I live in Canada. That's illegal to carry a knife specifically for self-defense. If you're carrying it as a tool, then that's fine, and if you happen to find yourself in a self-defense situation and you use it, there's a bunch of other laws that apply. Something about equal force, I'm not really sure about those. I haven't looked into them enough, but definitely a worthwhile purchase. I'm going to leave my link, well, it's not my link, I haven't gotten that good to get a referral link yet, but I'll leave a link in the description to buy this from gearbest.com. They have them in stock, ready to ship, which is awesome. I personally like that site. I've heard of horror stories, people that don't get their stuff and whatever, and they're fine. I wouldn't buy from Light in the Box. They don't sell really any knives, but in general I wouldn't buy from them. It took forever for my stuff to arrive, and only 2/3 of my order arrived, and it came in separate packages, which didn't make much sense to me. So it took way longer than it should have. Only thing I can say was good about them is their customer support was pretty responsive, because I got an entire refund for my order because I thought it wasn't even coming, because it took over a month and a half, and then one package showed up a few days later, but they'd already refunded me, so it was kind of a weird thing. But yeah, that's fine, because part of my order still hasn't shown up, so I think I'm okay. But anyway, great knife, highly recommended. I haven't mentioned it so far in the video, but it's a clone of the Benchmade Bedlam. Rather, it's an inspiration for the Bedlam. Yeah. I keep not talking right in these videos. I don't know. I'm still learning how to talk on YouTube. It's weird. I'm not good at this like public speaking stuff. It's weird. It's not really public speaking, but who knows? It's like a scaled down Benchmade Bedlam. At least that's what I've heard. I've never seen the Bedlam in person, but I hear it's quite a bit bigger than this. To be honest, it's about as big as you'd want a pocket knife. Improvements I can make to this, though, would be a longer blade. For this size of handle, I would have liked them to put a little bit more blade, and I think that would have been doable. It's, as you can see, they could have probably increased the size of the blade a tiny bit more, and it would have fit with the same handle design. So, I mean, if you're the type that wants to make your own knife blade and put it in here, that'd be great too. That'd be cool. I'd love to see that, but I don't have the stuff to do that, and I don't intend to do like metal forging and stuff. I am going to be doing machining instead, which is a little bit different. But yeah, I'm kind of running out of stuff to say about this. One thing I haven't mentioned, though, that I really want to quickly, I know this is drawing on a really long time, but I have a lot to say about this knife. It looks, to me, it looks intimidating, and I'm a knife collector. To somebody who doesn't know knives or already has a predisposed dislike of knives, this will just exasperate, that. Yeah, I would recommend caution when carrying this as to where and when you're using it or where and when you're carrying it. I mean, I know, and everybody else in the knife community knows, that this knife is no more inherently dangerous, really, than any other type of knife. And I don't want to get into all that and why I disagree with, like, the balisong ban and stuff. But I would exercise caution, and I mean, I've had people that have talked to me before that said other knives they thought were intimidating that to me look just regular. So this would just definitely be an issue to a lot of people. But if you don't care about that and you just want a really, really cool knife that has like all kind of old ancient Persian stylings, but still really cool and a bit more of a manageable form factor than the Bedlam, or you don't have the $250 to buy a Bedlam. Or you don't want a manual Bedlam and the auto one is illegal in your area, like here, but I would still buy a manual Bedlam. I just don't have the money. At least right now, I might in the future, but I don't think I use knives enough to warrant spending $250 on a single knife. Yeah, sorry this drawn on forever, longer than my G710 review. I hope I covered all the bases in terms of actual specs. But I don't like when reviews just state the specs. I think it's more useful if you actually state your opinion. And I hope that this helps you out. If you like this background better, I think it's better because you can see the knife better. Let me know. But yeah, great knife, and see you later, guys.